and kind of create totally new way of operating systems, they send it out people to kind of try to find out what and where do persons who are not familiar to the local places or the surroundings, where they find easily their ways to the right places and can navigate and easily, without even understanding the words or maybe the symbols, can find through their ways. And they found out that actually the big cities' subway systems or metro systems are places which are kind of easy to understand with their coloring and the icons and some of the letters. And Microsoft adapted that idea to the PP 7.5 operating system, and that's why we call it as a Metro UI. And we have been really, I would say, successful with that. I mean, all the feedback what we get from the consumers is that at the moment it's the easiest operating system when you start it for the first time. At least it's the most simple one. It's easy, but it's also different, because it's now away from the icons and applications to people. So what does this operating system do is that it kind of integrates all types of media or communication systems to basically your phone book. So you have all your friends and your colleagues in the People's Hub, and you just quickly through that can start to communicate throughout any media you are at the moment in the other operating system using through different kind of applications like Facebook or Twitter or Outlook, whatever. And through these people or persons, you know, it's much more natural and fast to do the communication. You don't need to think, okay, so which application I need to start to communicate with this particular person, whether it's on your, let's say, free time or your friends, or whether it's a colleague and co-worker. So this really is a different approach. I get a lot of questions about differentiating, or how Nokia is differentiating themselves in the competition of the Windows phones. And first of all, before I go really to the differentiating factor, I said, actually, we are not trying to do that at the moment. I feel it's much more important that we give also all those assets what Nokia used to have as a differentiating factor to the use of other Windows phone manufacturers. Because at the moment, still when this operating system is so new, it's super important that also the other manufacturers feel that, you know, there is a lot of value in this operating system. So that's why we are giving our navigation, for instance, but also the other manufacturers, to kind of make the operating system itself really appealing. But of course, there needs to be something what differentiates these phones in the shops. And one of the most important things what Nokia brings into the table is the design of the phones. We have got tons of good observations and even awards of our unibody or Fabula design, which was already used in the first MeeGo product called N9. What makes it so special is actual feeling of it. It's really extremely solid, and the good thing is that it's really durable. So even if I drop this glossy white phone, it will stay glossy white because the white and the color is actually in the material, so there won't be any scratch and different kind of color beneath the glossiness of the foam. Same time when it's solid, there's really just a few holes in it. So this means that you don't get too much moisture or dust inside it. So it will really, you know, last. And when you take it into your hand, hopefully most of you can have the chance to come to our booth, it feels much more expensive when it's so much more, you know, robust. Then of course, like I said, in the operating system you have a lot of good value and special features to offer. One of them is that with every Nokia Lumia you will get free space in SkyDrive, which means that you can store your media or your documents in the cloud, use it through your mobile or your PC, or even go to a library and use a PC and start to use your or open your documents if they are said to be so. And one of the unique features of the SkyDrive is that you can actually access to your computer SkyDrive through your mobile. So you don't need to share everything to the cloud, but you can have it in your computer and still securely kind of handle those documents. How I use this feature is that whenever I'm going to a customer meeting, I always check my presentations beforehand from my mobile, and sometimes I find out that, for instance, the date or some number is wrong. I change it, I save it to the SkyDrive, and then when I'm at the customer's premises, I open with my PC the same presentation with the updated information. Of course, I'm not going to use the mobile device to show the presentations, but it's kind of more convenient for me to do the changes in a taxi with my mobile phone than through my PC. Well, to be able to do so, of course, I need the mobile office, and that's something what we also offer to every Lumia phone. So you have the full mobile office with you. You can really not only open, but edit the information what you have in the documents. And then, as said, store it, for instance, to the SkyDrive. One of the ways how you can utilize the cloud. So it's always updated shopping list or whatever you want it to be between your mobile and your PC. And actually this is something what many of the people use when they are kind of processing a little bit their thoughts and you know, trying to get ideas from other people. So it's really nice process type of a tool for working. And it's inbuilt, of course, in the operating system. Well, it wouldn't be Microsoft if it wouldn't have the best email solutions ever. So one of the special features of the email is that you can directly from the message thread call or find the rest of the contact details of the persons who have been sending you something. So even though if you don't have, for instance, your colleagues' contact information with you on your mobile, through this email client, you can search your company's server and find all the necessary information like the phone number and then save it to your mobile. Or if you don't have all the emails available with you, I mean, you don't need to carry all those 2,000 2,000 emails in the mobile, but you remember that somebody of your colleagues has been sending you something many months ago, this client helps you to find that email from the company's server. It's really convenient and really something what we can trust on. And, well, this goes without saying, we have the best and the fastest browser available in the mobile phones because it's, you know, Microsoft. One of the areas where we have been investing a lot is capturing or taking pictures. And probably most of you have seen the monster camera called 808 with 41 megapixel CCD sensor, which basically explodes the normal thinking of taking pictures, and especially when it's in a mobile device. And this is something what we are, you know, building on. So what we have currently in the Windows lineup is kind of super good lens and a CCD sensor together with supporting software, and there will be plenty of improvements coming to that part of the products near future, and you can be really kind of amazed of the performance of these small devices when it comes to the picture taking. And as said, this is one of the things what we used to have in the Symbian family as our exclusivity. Now we are opening navigation also to the other manufacturers who are coming to the Windows camp. And this is something really tangible for you as a consumer. Whenever I'm going abroad to a place which I don't know so well, I sideload the maps to my device, and then I'm able to utilize the navigation even though I don't need to use the data connection. So for a normal consumer, this makes it much more affordable. You don't need to be afraid of big bills from the operator because of the roaming, but still you can find the places in what, 95 countries, in thousands and thousands cities, even including the navigation through the public transportation and parks and all that kind of additional features. So this is something which really is admired from the consumers when they get this device into use. Well, now I should get a lot of questions, of course, from you. That, okay, so how has it been? I mean, you started the sales of Lumias end of last year, so has it been a success? Well, of course, nothing has been, or not everything has been like a Bollywood movie where you go to Citra playing and the ladies are going in the wind with their nice dresses. But actually, we have really shown already in many of the markets that this is already a comeback, and we are doing it kind of really in a big way. To prove it, a couple of markets where we have just recently introduced Lumias, and you can see from every picture that there is clear hockey stick in our market share. This is the Nokia market share, and then of course the Windows Phone market share. So it's kind of clearly visible that not only in Finland, but in many markets, including now also US market, we are doing much better than we did with Symbian products. Then of course, we need applications. So February last year, when this cooperation and partnership was announced, there was only around 7,000 applications available for Windows platform. Today the number is 90,000, and it's growing really fast. It's of course not only the global applications what you need to have, but you need to have the relevant local ones as well. which we do. And actually, the good thing for the local developers is that you are able to get also a lot of global visibility through our ecosystem. And this is an example of the ones from Lithuania who have started to be visible also in the global market. Few words about the products available. In just a couple of weeks, Lumia 900, which is our current flagship model, will be available on the Lithuanian market. As said, the design is of course one of the key things in the phone, but it also has, at the moment, one of the best displays what is available, 4.3-inch super black display, which is also really easy to use when it's, you know, really shiny outside. So one of the advantages of our display technology is that you are able to use it also outside compared to the competition. This is the first dual carrier phone to the Lithuanian market, which means that this will be always 2 times faster than your Galaxy S2 or S3R, because this is able to open 2 different lines simultaneously to the network. So it will be always 2 times faster. And you are able, of course, to share your or tether your VLAN through this phone to your iPads and so on. But you need to remember that it's always 2 times faster than the competition is. A lot of good attention from different magazines and journalists around this Lumia 900 design. As said, it's been kind of also well accepted from the consumers. And it's not the only product what we have. So already now we can say that we have a full range of Lumia products. So flagship is 900, in the same time simultaneously we will launch the lowest end, below 200 euros price point, 610. It has exactly the same usability as the more expensive phones. You can have most of the applications running on it as in 900, but basically 1/3 of the price. So for the normal consumer who is probably now thinking of buying their first smartphone, this is a nice, let's say, product to enter to this ecosystem. After the launch, which happened in Lithuania just last month or mid of last month, there has been a lot of really good evaluations and feedback from the local editors and journalists. There's a couple of examples of that, and of course we can kind of happily say that there's a lot of expectations in the market from the operator side, of course, how this new, especially Lumia 900 will do. And they are super excited to start to also promote their own fast subscriptions together with this new dual carrier technology. So that was the last video of my presentation. I'll be on the Nokia booth, which is actually just behind your backs, spending a couple of hours with my colleagues. So if you have anything what you want to discuss, I'll be there. And now I believe that if there's any questions, I could take those.
We have a few questions from our online viewers. One of them is, how do you see Nokia's position in 3 years' time?
In a few years' time? Well, that's a really good question. And usually when I answer like this, I don't have a clue what I'm going to answer. But, you know, as said, we are still in the middle of this change in our strategy, but we are changing really rapidly. And as I also showed already kind of really positive signs in many of the markets throughout the Europe and US, it will be challenging. Our first goal, of course, is to make sure that the partnership will be successful, and not only, you know, Nokia will be successful, but the whole ecosystem will be successful. So I welcome all the competitors to start to produce Windows phones. And also, of course, then Windows 8 tablets and PCs and so on, so that we will show and kind of prove the let's say, the vitality of the ecosystem. But Nokia will be one really important part of this ecosystem, not maybe only in the mobile phones, but overall.
Is there one particular feature on the Windows Phone that you don't imagine your day anymore?
I'm sorry?
Is there one particular feature of the phone that you don't imagine your day? An app maybe, or something like that?
The question is that there's something missing, or?
No, that you use it every day, essential for your daily basis, on your daily basis.
Well, that's a long list. I mean, I believe that everybody who has a smartphone is kind of, you know, using one or two features every day. I'm hooked at the email actually, so that's something what I cannot live without. Tomorrow morning I'm leaving to Rhode Island with my family, and I know that I'm not going to turn off my email. So I still want to be sure that there's no real burning issues, even though I'm on holidays happening at work. So I need to, you know what's going on.
Are there any questions in the audience?
Hello. I would like to ask about the energy consumption of the Nokia phones. As you said, that there will be double faster comparing to Galaxy and so on. In the mobile phones and tablets, the most problematic thing is the energy.
Yes.
It's like in the 3G system, spending time should be like longer, or if it's going to be the faster, it will be the smaller. It's like how the Nokia is fighting against this factor.
That's a really good question, and this has been one of the big challenges now when you are producing these smartphones. We are constantly kind of developing that part of the products. Even kind of we can see during the short lifetime of the Lumia products that we have been able to improve that a lot. Now with 900, Lumia 900, with this dual carrier, the current software enables me to use it one working day. I mean, 8 to 10 hours with all the emails and data connection. But then, of course, if I start, for instance, VLAN tethering, then it will be much shorter. But I think we are pretty okay at the moment with, let's say, with working days solution. And it will be something what we are trying to improve all the time.
Thank you for your answers, and thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.